Must be the Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy back at it again. If you guys don't know what that classic was on my man Dion, talk about must be the money. And back in the day when those boys dancing at that music, must be the money. Because James Cook is saying, shoot, must be the money. Kyren Williams is like, I got paid. Must be the money. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Rico Report, brought to you by the Buffalo Vets. What's happening, people? What's happening? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me just check my mic real quick. Just a 1 2 1 2 1 2. Let me see a little bit. Sometimes I get a little ahead of myself, get a little too excited, and I don't get my yep, the audio wasn't working, but you know what? It's working now. It's working now. Must be the money. We here now, baby. We here. What's happening, everybody? And welcome. Everybody is probably watching Hard Knocks or just finished watching Hard Knocks. You guys let me know how it is going. I'm not going to catch it right now. I'm going to let you guys. I like seeing everybody watch, you know what I mean, Hard Knocks, and you know what I mean, they rage out and or they really show a lot of appreciation. The one thing that I have not watched yet to this day is what is it? I think it's called Four Falls of Buffalo. Haven't watched it yet. I don't know why. I just haven't. And it's never too late. I mean, I have all the time to watch it, but just haven't had a chance to watch it. But listen, man, she said, oh my God, Rico versus Hard Knocks. Listen, man, y'all can catch the Hard Knocks afterwards. Let's talk about this James Cook situation. The depth chart is out. We officially have our first look at the depth chart. Are guys much more ahead than we thought? Are there guys surprising us thus far that could finally make this roster or have come out of nowhere and are making this roster? That'll be something to talk about. Obviously, the big buzz today is the talk about James Cook. And y'all let me know how the Hard Knocks goes as you tune in or as you tune out, whichever. Either way, I'm going to catch it. I'm going to catch it another time. But hold on. My man said, Rico about to leave the chat. Hard Knocks 5 minutes. No, cool, man. All good. I already know what time it is. I wasn't planning on going live too long anyway because I know Hard Knocks is about to start. Maybe I'll catch it afterwards. But I had to get this out and get this thing rocking. So all is good. You guys can catch the replay afterwards. Let's go. So this Kyren Williams v. James Cook situation, it's taken a turn. People's opinions are now swaying because just months ago, a lot of folks were saying, yo, pay him what he's worth. Give him that $15 million. What are you waiting for, Brandon Beane? We have the roster for it. He's the perfect back for this offense. Why are we delaying the inevitable? Let this thing happen. Let it take place. Stop getting in the way. Pretty much what people are saying right now. I'm just going to try to fix my camera here. That's what people were saying. And now we see things have swayed just a tad. We see a little bit of Kyren Williams just signed a deal. And for those that are curious as to who Kyren Williams is, he is the starting tailback for the LA Rams. And he just signed himself a $23 million deal, guaranteed, right? 3 for 36, I believe it was. And he's making about 11 mil a year. That's the key here. 11 million. This right here is what's been the challenge right now, right? We're looking at James Cook has been saying, yo, I'm owed 15 and I'm standing on business. Meanwhile, the Rams went ahead and said, hey, man, you're the guy. You are a big chunk of our offense. You had damn near 1,300 yards last year, 14 touchdowns. You getting paid 11 mil guaranteed. It was 23 mil guaranteed, and he's getting 11 AAV. Now, what does that do for a guy like James Cook? Now, this is where things get spicy because if it was up to Brandon Beane said, I'll take care of you next year. All the things that we've taken care of has been taken care of this offseason. You weren't on the priority list, sir. So I'm going to ask you to be patient and you're going to have to wait till next year. James Cook says, I ain't got the time. I ain't got the time for you, fam. But I will be respectful. I will show up to OTAs. I will show up to mini camp. I will show up to the mini training camp. I even damn well showed up to training camp. I'm seeing guys drop left, right, and center. I'm trying to get paid. And he doubled down by saying, I'm going to get my money whether it's here or elsewhere. And I'm paraphrasing when I say this. Well, the ball is now in James Cook's yard. Check up, son. It's on you. What do you want to do? Are you going to hold the ball and say, no, I ain't taking a shot. I'm waiting. Or are you going to take your shot? Are you going to go back to the table and try to negotiate on something? Because right now, Kyren Williams kind of shifted the market a little bit. Has shifted the market just a tad. There's tiers of running backs. I think we all know the tiers of running backs. You got your CMCs. You've got your Derrick Henrys of the world. You've got your Williams of the world, Jonathan. You've got these. You got a lot of these top backs. Then you got the second tier ish guys, right? The Jacobs of the world. So now, where did or does James Cook fall? And then you have a top 10 back in the game right now, in terms of how he's getting paid right now, in Kyren Williams. And Kyren just took an $11 million deal. So most folks will be like, well, those two are two different backs. James Cook is a much better back. I don't know what we're even talking about. Is he? Is he? Because most folks like to point to the statistics. He had 16 rushing touchdowns last year. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. You're right. You're absolutely right. So did Kyren Williams. Take a look here, folks. The last 2 years. 28 games, Kyren. 33 games, James. 2,400 yards, Kyren. 2,100 yards, James. 26 rushing touchdowns, Kyren. 18, James. 388 receiving yards, Kyren. 700, James. 5 receiving touchdowns, Kyren. 6 receiving touchdowns, James. Total touchdowns, 31, Kyren. Total touchdowns, 24, James. Very comparable. Yet, both of them are Pro Bowlers. 2-time Pro Bowlers, both. So very similar playing field. But yet, one is asking for 15. The other just took an $11 million deal. So I decided to, peruse and take a look, see what the people are saying. I'm looking at Rams fans, and I'm like, all right, how do the Rams fans feel about this? Some of them are saying, holy crap, as if we got him for 11 mil. That is a heck of a deal. That's a steal. In my mind, I was thinking, Kyren's probably thinking, bro, I have a chance to make $23 million. I know what I'm worth. It's technically a 2-year deal if you want to really talk about it. And if he does well enough, there's your 3-year deal and you're good to go. So he's like, I'll take the money now. And if things progress and you can work on another extension here and there, but I'm taking my money now. I know my worth. I just prolonged my career here. And the Rams weren't known to pay their running backs. I think the last time they paid a running back was Gurley. So this is a big win for the Rams. And my man Kyren Williams understood the assignment. Yo, I'm taking this. I see what's happening over there in Buffalo. He's standing on business. Let me get my money. But now it's shifted heavily. It is absolutely shifted. So now James Cook is in a predicament. He is in a predicament, ladies and gentlemen. What does he do? That's what it comes down to. What does James Cook do in this predicament? Does he stand on business like he's been doing and say, nah, I don't care what Kyren Williams did. I'm standing on mine and I want 15. Or did this weaken his case? Ladies and gentlemen, this absolutely weakened his case. This weakened his case because you have a comparable back that's done the same, if not a little bit more. And here's the biggest part. 28% is how much James Cook's touched the ball, as opposed to 44% as to what Kyren Williams touched the ball. He is 88% of his offense. It's incredible for this squad. 3 down back. He's got 300 touches. I think he had 316 carries last year. So he's involved all the time. He's constantly touching the football. And you had a team with Puka Nacua, one of the better receivers in the game, and you had Cooper Kupp on the squad. Although not on the squad now, they felt that they didn't need him. Cool. Are things going to change? No, they just brought in Devontae Adams. And you got Puka. Ladies and gentlemen, it's tough. Now, here's the deal. A lot of folks are now starting to open their eyes a little bit and say, all right, hold on. I think now's the time that James Cook has to understand, all right, this taking 11, if you match it, that should be okay. Now, my question to folks is, do you stand with James Cook asking for 15, knowing what Kyren Williams just signed for? Or does he need to take the deal that is proper that Brandon Beane has been probably trying to offer him? This whole offseason, we were wondering, where and how far are they apart? If he's asking for 15, where did Brandon Beane value James Cook? Did he value him as low as $8 to $9 million? Did he value him at above 10, 11? Did he see him in the Josh Jacobs range of about $12 million? Apparently, Garofalo was saying that they were close. Well, how close were you? How close were you to 15 mil or, striking a deal? I'm very curious because 15 and 11, that's quite a ways away, friend. That's quite a ways away. So now I'm interested in finding out where they now have fallen. Does Brandon Beane change his number now based on the market? Because the market's the market. You guys know that. There's guys that get overpaid, not because they've earned it, but sometimes it's just the market. There's some guys that have money right now that don't deserve the money they're getting. But the market's the market. So the market changes. It goes up, it goes down. The market has absolutely changed right now. Now you got a guy that's a back-to-back double-digit rushing touchdown guy in Kyren Williams, back-to-back 1,000-yard back. He just took an $11 million deal, and they're on a competitive team. They're on a Super Bowl winning team recently. So this is very fascinating on how these events will turn out. Brandon Beane tried to say, hey, most likely we'll probably talk about it next year. He wasn't trying to do it. But because James stood on business and then he decided to say, hey, I am practicing. Oh, why am I not practicing? Business. That did not make Brandon Beane too happy. Now, Brandon Beane doesn't give me the impression that he's a guy that's emotional. Like, that is just going to get in his feelings and say, you going to pay for that? I think he's a man of integrity. I think he's a fair dude. I think he's going to stay with his number. The real question is, what is James Cook worth? What's he going to get paid? Kyren Williams just messed up the whole game for him. So what he thought he was going to get at $15 million will dramatically drop. The question is Brandon Beane going to keep a smile on his face and say, all right, I won't give you 11. I'll give you 11.5. Just so you can be ahead of Kyren Williams, which is comparable. That's about where you guys both are. Around the same age. All right, fine. I'll give you 12. I'll give you 12 just to kind of, have one above him. Does that make sense to give him 12? I actually liked that number initially. But maybe things have now changed. Maybe you get just about the same as this guy because he's giving you the same things. You can't come and say, I've done this, and this, and expect more than the guy that's doing the same thing you are. Now we have a conversation. Now there is a conversation. My man Slick Crook says, hey, give that brother 12.5 and call it a day. But here's the deal. In order for you to get a 12.5 and call it a day, my man Get Off My Lawn says the same thing. You have to be a 3-down back. You got to be a 3-down back. You have to be trusted to stay on the field to either go and catch a football or stay in pass protect. Do you know who they prefer to be in that position? Ty Johnson. That's why Ty Johnson got what? Damn near $6 million for the third string running back. Third string running back. Got $6 million over 2 years. Ain't that crazy to y'all? I don't think it's crazy because I think Ty Johnson is worth it. I think he's a damn good back. We have 3 solid running backs. Ray Davis, you guys already know how I feel about Ray Davis, but you got a lot of money tied into the third string running back that takes care of third downs, that does the pass protection. Getting Josh Jacobs numbers that gives you at least 300 carries a year, that takes on 3-down back title, fam. That matters. That absolutely matters. So now, how can James Cook justify getting $15 million a year? That's the question that I have for a lot of folks. How can James Cook justify getting $15 million a year? I don't think I've had someone answer me that question nor ask that question. 15 million is great. You put the number out there, but what have you done to earn that 15 mil? That's the real question. I can tell you what you've done and where you should be. You're in that $10 to $12 million range. Where does Brandon Beane see you? I feel like we've been talking about this all offseason, and I think it's coming right now. It's starting to really bubble over the top, and we're about to see what's really good. My man Jacob says, 15 mil does seem a little high, Rico. Hey, we've been saying that all season. Have we not? Hey, 15 mil? You like that? Like, are you nice like that to get 15? Yeah, but Rico, he's explosive. We totally understand that. You know who else was explosive? CJ Spiller. CJ Spiller was super explosive. Remember him? It can't just be based off explosiveness. Darrington Evans is explosive. He is not the same back as James Cook. Not at all what I'm saying. But it's not just based off of that. That's what I'm trying to get to. My man Alta says, I'm here for the Ray Davis glaze by Rico. Notice I haven't said Ray Davis yet. I'll get there. But right now, we talk about my man James Cook. Now, here's the deal. I think James Cook is a great compliment to this offense. James Cook just fits. James Cook and Joe Brady, they figured something out with one another, right? You saw we went a lot heavier on run-focused play, and you saw James Cook excel. He did really well with that. So you can't take away that from James Cook. But I will say this, though. Collegiately, James Cook was never a 3-down back, and he was never the guy. He was always splitting time. It didn't change when he got to Buffalo. He was always splitting time. So right now, he's in a position right now to be asking for 15 mil. Even CMC found himself on 3 downs, third downs. Even CMC, and you know when he's getting paid. Colts running back, dog, 3-down back. A lot of these guys that are getting paid like that, 3-down backs. So James Cook is asking for something that I don't know if he's worth it based on the criteria that guys are getting paid that type of money. And Kyren Williams just said, you know what? Not only am I doing those things, I just took $11 million. So now James Cook has got to look himself in the mirror. James Cook has got to look himself in the mirror and ask himself, did I bite off more than I can chew? Am I listening to the wrong people? Can I come back and still ask for 15 mil? James, think, James, think. What should we do? James is staring at the man in the mirror, and he's got to make a decision. Meanwhile, Brandon Beane is waiting for that brother to make a decision. Hey, my number has been the number. Whatever that number is, we're going to find out when James Cook either accepts the deal or it gets thrown out there that James is evading taking that deal. One way or another, it's going to come out. It's going to leak. Buffalo's been very good with not letting things leak too much. Back in the day, they used to have a lot of leaks. These guys they seal things shut in the vault. You don't really know much until Brandon Beane actually says something. But right now, this Kyren Williams deal has really put a thorn in this situation. It's a tricky little situation. So where will this go? Now, here's what there's two parts of the story, right? So James Cook is asking for what he feels he deserves. Rightfully so. You have every right to ask for what you got to set your value. Your value is how you see yourself. You know what I'm saying? He values himself very high. And there's a couple things that matter in this whole situation. Bijan Robinson will be coming up next for a deal. He's a big-time back. You got the Detroit Lions, Jahmyr Gibbs will be coming up for a deal. So James Cook is not trying to be in that field right now. Can't tell me he's like Jahmyr Gibbs because they're not similar, but Jahmyr Gibbs is a better back, in my opinion. I think a lot of people share that opinion. So he has to do something now. Has to. Here's another thing. The crop of running backs coming up next year, there are some dogs. There's at least 5 running backs next year in the class coming up that will be dogs. So James Cook is probably, and his representation is probably like, hey, man, we can't wait till next year because there's the draft and then there's the new crop of new backs that need to be getting paid. This is the time. This is the time. You need to get it now. You're as hot as you're going to be. That 16 touchdown season that you had, you're as hot as it's going to be. You need to get something now. We need to strike now. Brandon Beane is probably like, if I can stall enough and wait till the new crop of guys are trying to get paid and the new running back class is coming, I got Ray Davis in the field. I'm good. I can wait this out. Either you take the deal that I'm giving you, or I can wait. The ball has never really been in James Cook's field. It's never been in his court, really. So now we're in a real predicament. We're in what we call a pickle. This is a pickle. So I'm gonna tell you something. It's a tough situation to be in right now. Very tough situation to be. So that being said, he's got to tread carefully. James Cook has got to tread carefully. I don't know what counsel that he's getting, but he's got to tread carefully because not only does he have that crop of running backs coming next year and guys are going to get paid and so on and so forth, he's got Ray Davis that's getting valuable time behind this very good O-line. Extremely good O-line. Top 5 O-line in the game. And if this continues and James Cook says, I'm still going to hold on, I still feel, and he's got to do what he's got to do for himself. You got that right. But if Ray Davis strikes in the limited time that he has in the first 2 preseason games and looks great, it only strikes more issues and problems for James Cook. So I urge James Cook to try to strike something quicker, sooner than later. Let's get this all behind us so we get all 3 backs ready to get in rotation. But it's all out there now. This Kyren Williams deal has really shaken things up. My man Jacob says, hey, staying with the Bills at 11.5 to 12.5, plus you're a playoff-bound team, and with one of the best quarterbacks, bro, is not looking at the benefits. Some people would. Some people would. And right now he's like, yo, the iron is hot right now. I got to strike from the business standpoint. But Jacob, you're making a great point. You have an opportunity to play with one of the best quarterbacks to ever play in Buffalo. Probably by the time his career is done, he will be the best quarterback. He's probably the best right now, some people might say. One of the top 5 quarterbacks in the game. Some feel he's the best. You got a team that is on the rise and not looking to shut down anytime soon. You get to be part of something great. And now, that price tag you just put on your head for 15 mil, you've kind of compromised that a little bit. Now, is his counsel or whoever's in his corner telling him, hey, man, CBA and the money, the TV deals are going to go up, the cap's going to go up, man. By the time they pay you, it's going to be nothing. So stand on your business. But right now, it ain't looking so good. So right now, we've known this, and it's proving right now to show that he's got no leverage. He's got very little, if not any. Because this new deal done by Kyren has really effed the game up. It really has. Statistically, they're about even. They're about the same. They've done both. And you have a guy that's gone back-to-back double touchdown digits. James had a huge year scoring touchdowns. That's all we've seen. Can you double up and do it again? That's the tough part. Tough part. Tough position to be in. Tough position to be in. I hate to be James Cook in this situation, but you got Ray Davis nipping at your heels right now, wanting the time. You guys are the same age. I get it, but he's got less wear and tear in his NFL career. He's ready to take on the load, whatever they decide to give him. Do they want James Cook in his offense? Of course. He makes his offense roll a slight different way. But let's not get it twisted. Ray Davis can get the job done too. We've seen it. We've seen it. So this, ladies and gentlemen, will be very interesting on how they decide to play this out. What are your thoughts, chat? Now that Kyren Williams has taken his deal, has taken his deal, should James Cook just concede and say, all right, man, just give me that 11.5 or give me that 12? Should he back off that $15 million tag, that price tag that he's put on himself, that he feels he deserves? Or was that a tactic? He's just trying to get as much as possible. He'll shoot for the stars, but land in the clouds. Is that what he's trying to do here? It's a tough one. My man said, yo, he can take that $50 million and go into a losing organization and keep it up. And you never know that might happen. So, like, put that aside for a quick second. You got the Dallas Cowboys in their situation. You've got Micah Parsons that is like, yo, I've been quiet. I'm trying to get my money. Jerry Jones is trying to play fishy games. I'm not about that. I want him, if I'm dealing with him, I want him to deal with my agent and do the proper process. Jerry Jones is like, I don't deal with that agent. I'm dealing with you, the player. I thought we had something. Parsons like, that was behind closed doors. I thought we were just chatting. If we're really doing business, you got to talk to my agent. I don't deal like that. Well, then I want out. Which brings me to the next subject. You got Michael Parsons is a game wrecker. Michael Parsons is a double sack digit guy easily. You put him in a McDermott defense? Are you kidding me? But you got to give something up. So if James Cook continues to stand on business saying I'm owed or I deserve 15 milli, you might find yourself in a trade package scenario, my G. This is just speculation, obviously, but you might find yourself in a trade package. It's not like we've not done it before. Stephon Diggs has since played for Houston, is now in New England. We took a loss. 31 mil, we took a lot. We took some money. We ate that. So don't feel like you can't get moved, my guy. Oof, it's a tough situation, man. It's a tough situation. This is the tough part of the NFL, the tough part of the business. It's a tough part of the business, folks. But eventually things get done and we'll all be in a happy place. But right now, there's some tension. There's some tension. And once the deal gets done, we're good. But if this continues and Michael Parsons still does not want to go, what's it going to take to get a Michael Parsons over? Does James Cook have to be part of that trade deal? I doubt. Jerry Jones is like, yeah, I'll take that on. I don't know. But that will probably have to be part of the package. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. It's a tough deal to watch this go down because we're so close. We were one game away. Forget about the one game. We were one drive away from putting points on the board and really pushing towards our first Super Bowl in over 20 years. And now a big piece of this offense, which is arguably the second best offensive piece on this team, can't get a deal struck. So now it weakens us, so some folks might say. I don't think it weakens us. I think it just changes the landscape a little bit. But he is the second best offensive player on the team. And when you remove the second best player on the offense, it changes how the offense will roll. Joe Brady's fantastic at finding ways to, put the best players in the best position. He did that for James Cook last year. That's great. I think he can do the same thing for Ray Davis. But I'm not ready to just say, hey, put Ray Davis in and call it, hey, James Cook ain't. Nah, man. We saw what James Cook was able to do. One of my favorite runs by James Cook was that playoff run against Kansas City to punch that and that just twist and turn and stretch that. Man, that was one of my favorite runs from James Cook. Biggest respect run that I've seen from that brother. I want to see him back. I want to see him do it again. But here we are. Here we are at a standstill. So who's going to break? Who is going to break? I don't think Brandon B is going to break. Brandon B said, we don't do deals in a silo. You know what I'm saying? It's not all like that. I got other things I got to take care of. I can't just, give you the bag like that. Nah, bro, it's not going to work that way. It's got to be for the betterment of the team and the long-term future. Do you want to be, and this is what it's going to come down to. Do you want to be part of the future of this team or not, bro? Because if you want to be part of the future of this team, take this deal. I'm not normally an unfair guy. I try to, pay my guys. And you saw a litany of the Bills players get paid. Bedford, Bernard, Rousseau, Ed Oliver. I mean, he's keeping his guys, man. He's trying to. He's trying to keep his guys, but the business gets in the way. So it's not like he's one of those guys that doesn't like paying. He ain't Ralph Wilson that didn't like paying his players. He's got an owner that's saying, yo, Brandon B, do what you got to do and get this thing rolling. And that's what he's trying to do. But James Cook is saying, no, I want mines. I want my 15 and I want it now. Question is he worth the 15? Is he worth the 15? Knowing what you know now. Would you guys pay him $15 million knowing what you know? Seeing what you've just seen? You guys let me know. Curious as to your thoughts, folks. Because there's some good backs in this game. You're not on Christian McCaffrey's level. When he's healthy, you're not on his level. You're certainly not on Saquon Barkley's level, at least in my opinion. Jonathan Taylor is a 3-down back, big time dog. Can you do what Alvin Kamara does? Some folks might say, okay, you've got my attention. You've got my attention now. Is he in the Alvin Kamara field? Like, what are we doing here? So those are the things I'm talking about. So right now, the top paid backs in this game right now, and you got to look at it by tier. Actually, you know what? Why talk about it? And let me show you. Let me share you my screen. I want to show you what I'm looking at, so we can see this together. And by the way, Big Papa Bill, I see you, brother. I'm gonna grab your super chat in just a moment. I just want to show this off real quick, so we can see what's shaking, what's happening. So let me see if I can zoom this in for y'all. There we go. Let me close this up real quick. Boom. Let me zoom this in. Can y'all see that? Oh, all right. You guys should be able to see that, right? Yes, you guys can see that. So this is what we got to look at, folks. Saquon Barkley, 28 years of age. He's making $20 million a year. 20.6, top paid back. Deservedly so, right? And he's got a prime 3 years left. Let's count 3 to 4 years left he's got. Christian McCaffrey, 19 mil. You got Derrick Henry sitting at 15. Jonathan Taylor sitting at 14. Alvin Kamara at 12.2. So to me, your top tier back is right here. These 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tier 1. Tier 2. Alvin Kamara, Josh Jacobs. I think this might be the tier 2 area. Is James Cook a tier 2 guy? They haven't updated Kyren Williams' deal, so he falls just underneath Josh Jacobs. So would you consider these guys tier 2? And now Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, James Conner, David Montgomery, are these tier 3? So does James Cook, is he in the tier 2? Is he in the Alvin Kamara, Josh Jacobs? But these two guys are 3-down backs. These are 3-down backs. 12 mil, 12 even, 12.2. So tier 3 is where you would see Kyren Williams, then James Cook, then Aaron Jones, and so on and so forth. What say you? Do you feel that James Cook is in that tier 3? Or should he fall in that tier 2 category with Josh Jacobs and Alvin Kamara? My man said Cook is better than Taylor. My gosh. False. False. I can't agree with that one. Somebody said, at this point, it seems Cook is all about the money and not the team. I disagree with that, Bella. I disagree with that because if you, I mean, it's the actions are looking like right now. But if you were about just him, he would have skipped OTAs. He would have skipped minicamp. He would have skip. But he showed up. That was the one thing I really respected about him. That was the one thing I actually really respected about him. But then he's doing this hold in. And this is where things get challenging. So to me, in my opinion, you got your first tier, which is Saquon, McCaffrey, Henry, Taylor. Obviously healthy. Tier 2, Kamara, Jacobs. Because they fall into that, you're still a 3-down back guy. And then there's tier 3. Jones, Mixon, Connor, Montgomery. Here's the deal. I'll throw Ramondre Stevenson in there as well. Okay? Here's the deal. I think Kyren and James Cook are in that. They're in the cusp of tier 3 and just entering. Maybe they make up tier 2. They're at the in the bottom end of tier 2. Where Kamara, Jacobs, then it could be Kyren, and then James Cook. They make up that tier 2, and then you got tier 3. So I think they're in that tier 2 market. But the problem is James Cook believes he's in tier 1. He's in the Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor position. That's the tough part. And that's what either there's value to that and coach sees the value in that and Brandon Beane sees the value in that or he doesn't. To me, I think it's just that simple. Either I see the value or I don't. And as of right now, I don't think Brandon Beane sees the value at 15 mil. Because if he did, that thing would have been done long ago. It would have been done long ago. He would have been top priority to bring him back. But he prioritized Bernard, Benford, Rousseau. I feel like I'm missing one more player that he paid. It's not coming to me right now. But he paid those three guys. Excuse me, Khalil Shakir. He saw the value and he said, yes, sir, let's do it. And James is like, saw what you did. Not doing it. Not doing it. So now this is where the standstill stays there. But this Kyren Williams deal now has shaken things up. So that is going to be something that I think a lot of people are going to be monitoring very closely to see where it plays out. To me, it's a win situation. You get to play with the Bills. You get to play with Josh Allen. You get to play with this team that's got this nice surge and it's going somewhere. Bro, you want to be part of that, bro. You don't want to be sent to another team because you want a little more money. And now you got your money, and then now you don't have the success behind it. Come on, man. You want to get paid and win. Tough position to be in. Big Papa says, yo, Cook is a B running back. He's not the same player without the number one quarterback, top 5 offensive line, and top NFL team culture. It's a good point. It's a damn good point. You need that O-line, and you need a quarterback that strikes fear in defenses. Some might say that's a great thing because if Josh is who he is, he does what he does. Everybody knows that. You got to be on high alert. But James Cook has made a name for himself too. I'm not going to sit here and disrespect James Cook. He's made a name for himself. But at the end of the day, does your team value you the way that you think you're worth? And as of the actions of my GM, not so much, because it would have been done if that were the case. By the way, my man Papa Bill says, yo, thanks, Rams, for showing Cook what his market value is. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is facts. He pretty much did. And let me just show you something. It's not accurate, but Spot Track, excuse me, I'm just going to say Spot Track. Have you guys seen the Spot Track and where the market for James Cook is? I don't know if this has been updated. I saw my man Bobby put it. His market value. Are they going to show it? I thought I'm not even showing it. I saw it earlier. It was at 10.2 mil. It's not showing it right now. Market value be at 10.2 mil. From what I understood. Oh, there it is. Market value. There it goes. 10.2 mil. So 4 years, 40 mil. 10.2. Give him a little in that 20 some odd range, 20 mil. Guaranteed, call it a day. So this is where we're going to find out really where his value stands. We're going to find out soon. Like how long you going to keep this up? How long you going to keep this up? This is the real question. How long you going to keep this up? By the way, my man Nate says your Hard Knocks was sweet. Love to hear it. I'm actually looking forward to go and watch it afterwards. That'd be sweet. Thanks for that. I'm looking forward to it. But like what? And here's another question. What's your end game, James Cook? Let's just say Brandon Beane said, hey, I am budging, just so you know. So what you gonna do? What are you not gonna? You're gonna wait till you're gonna just skip preseason and do all this just to suit up week 1? So what did you gain here? What did you gain? And this is what I'm trying to get full circle. What did you gain? Because to me, you gain nothing by doing what you're doing if Brandon Beane doesn't budge. This should absolutely move you closer to striking the deal so you can get back to it. And sometimes you need these certain things to happen so you know your value. You thought you thought you were $15 million worth. A guy that's about your skill level just got 11. So now, okay, reevaluate things. Sometimes it's okay to reevaluate things and say, okay, maybe I'm not that. But then you become hard-headed by saying, no, I am. So make a move. So are you forcing Brandon Beane to make a move? Is that what you're doing? Are you forcing my hand? Because that's how I feel. You're forcing my hand. You don't want to practice. You're saying it's all business. So are you forcing me to make a business decision? Do I now have to be the guy to say, you know what? Out you go? I don't want that. Sign the deal, bro. Sign the deal. Sign the deal. Stand still. Well, it ain't good. The more time he stays out on business, the more time Ray Davis gets to get his business up and do what he needs to do. It's all good. We're about to find out. We're about to find out. By the way, my girl Laura says, I can't believe I missed half a Rico report for Hard Knocks. That was mostly terrible. Really? Dang, it was terrible? Dang. I thought it was gonna be great. I just saw somebody say it was fantastic. Somebody said it was a Buffalo Love Fest. What? So we didn't get the Hard Knocks that we thought we were gonna get? I thought we would have got, the drama with James Cook. I thought we were gonna get a lot of Trey White coming back and battling with Maxwell Hairston. The defensive line battle. Nothing like that. That's a shame. I really thought that was gonna be something nice. Then I guess somebody saying first episode was lit. So you know what? That's what I love about TV and all that stuff. You get different perspectives. Some feel it was terrible. Some people had high expectations and it was some buns. And some feel like it was just right where we need to be. Richie says it was great. Walter says, I enjoyed the first episode of Hard Knocks. I thought it was great. Okay. Man, Laura, you harsh, bro. Laura, talk to me, girl. You harsh. You didn't like it, huh? All is good. I have to watch it afterwards. Dawkins was the star of the first episode. I was wondering who they were gonna feature. So first episode, that's okay. They say HBO killed that first episode. All right, bet. Good job, HBO. I guess I'm gonna have to catch that later. So for those that are tuning in right now, coming back from Hard Knocks, welcome. I tried to, keep the seat warm. We talked about a little bit of Kyren Williams and this James Cook situation. I ain't about to repeat myself. Go back and take a look. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting on what takes place. Now, move on to the next topic. Folks, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but the depth chart is out. Preseason is coming up, this Saturday, I believe the game is? This Saturday? Is it Thursday? Wait a minute. Tomorrow's, when is the preseason, first preseason game? Am I tripping? Did I think it was Saturday? Let me find out. I thought the game was on Saturday. Maybe I'm tripping. You guys let me know which Saturday, August 9th. Okay, it's August 9th. That's when the first one's going to be against the Giants. And then August 17th against the Bears. 23rd against the Buccaneers. And then September 7th when the big games begin. All right. So the depth chart is out. Who is starting? Who is not? Who's made an impression? Let's talk about it right here. Let's start with the offensive side of the football. I hope you guys can see the screen. Here's what we're looking at. So obviously we know Josh Allen is going to be your top dog, followed by Mitch Trubisky. Mike White. I thought there was a battle going on with those two, with Mike White and Trubisky, but it looks like Trubisky's taking the helms as the number 2 quarterback. Am I surprised? Not at all. As of right now, the running back position, James Cook penciled in as, actually not penciled in, he's the starter. Until he returns, he's the starter. But if he doesn't, and he continues these charades, these shenanigans, then Ray Davis will rightly so take over that RB1 position, and I think he'll be fantastic in that role. Ty Johnson bumps up, and I believe it'll be Darrington Evans that comes in as your speed, you know what I mean, take the top off type speed running back. So James Cook, as of right now, is your starter. Ray Davis, Ty Johnson, no different than what we had. Reggie Gilliam holding it down as the fullback as always. Keon Coleman, Josh Palmer, Khalil Shakir. Those are your top three, followed by Elijah Moore as your receiver 4, and then Tyrell Shavers as receiver 5. The question now becomes, who takes over receiver 6? Is it Jalen Virgil? Is it KJ Hamler, which I've been seeing a lot of? Don't sleep on Christian Wilkerson. This guy's been making a lot of noise. So we'll see how that shakes out. What are we going to do with Laviska Shenault? Curtis Samuel. So this is where things become interesting. So Keon, Curtis, Khalil, Elijah, Josh Palmer, Shavers. There's your 6. Shavers? Did he just take that spot? Is Shavers is that busted ankle really wasn't the bust at all, because he's back at it and killing. Because what, 2 days ago, this guy, he was lighting the place up. Big shout out to Tyrell Shavers. Has he finally made the 53-man roster, and can he hold on to that position? Real question is, who becomes the punt return, kick returner? We'll talk about that in just a moment. Yep, season beast. I'm going to show you for the defense as well. So the Shaver seems to be receiver 6. That is something. This individual right here, Curtis Samuel, I have him, for me, at least for me, he's penciled in for me. It's the constant nagging injuries. This guy, this is your offseason to kind of stay, healthy. I mean, I get it. All these other guys are nicked up too. There's a lot of guys nicked up, but you in particular, Mr. Samuel, you're known to have a little nick here and there, and you're in the same position right now, a tight hammy or a calf strain. So I'm penciling you in. So if I pencil you in, who then comes in? Is it Laviska Shenault? Is it Caden Prather, the rookie? Is it Steven Gosnell? We'll soon find out. So 6 receivers in. You're starting O-line: Deion Dawkins, David Edwards, Connor McGovern, Osiris Torrance, and Spencer Brown. We already know what time it is. Don Kincaid, your starter. Dawson Knox as your second tier / starter. I think to these guys, these two intertwine with one another. And then Jackson Hawes as the tight end 3. Kind of saw that coming, and I like to see it. Your backups: Ryan Denmark, Alec Anderson, Cedric Van Pran Granger, Kendrick Green, Tylen Grable, excuse me. And then we just signed Dan Feeney. Chase Lund, the rookie, Mike Edwards, Jacob Boyer, Richard Guriage, and then Travis Clayton. A lot of depth pieces. But you already know what time it is, man. You got the starting 5. You got Vandenmarks, Alec Anderson, Granger, Green. There's your backup. There's your crew right here. Like I said, the offense, not much really changed with the offense. What you were going to see was the receiver room, a lot of changes. Palmer obviously being joined by the squad. And then obviously we brought in Elijah Moore. But for the most part, everything is just the same. Just some depth pieces that changed. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is your offense as of right now. Who is going to unseat Tyrell Shavers? Or does it remain the same? Is Curtis Samuel's position secure? We'll soon find out. Let's go to the defense side of the ball. This is where things get a little dicey and interesting. Here we go. So here's what we're looking at, folks. If you're looking at this team here, you got Ed Oliver. Oh, this is in the way, so I can't quite see it. But you know what? We're going to have to deal. So we've got Your edge. On the top there, my timer is in the way, so I can't see who's there. So I'm going to assume that the person that's there is Greg Rousseau at the top. Then you got Ed Oliver, Daquan Jones, Joey Bosa. AJ Epinesa as your depth. You got Larry Ogunjobi, obviously suspended for six weeks. TJ Sanders right behind our guy, Daquan Jones. So TJ Sanders is probably going to get a lot of time. Michael Hoyt, obviously suspended. He's going to get some time. So this is where guys like Landon Jackson come in, Deion Walker, Dwayne Carter, and Javon Solomon. I mean, to me, that's pretty damn solid myself. Love what I see here. Joey Bosa, Michael Hoyt, Landon Jackson, Deion Walker, TJ Sanders, Daquan Jones, Ed Oliver, Larry Ogunjobi, Dwayne Carter, Javon Solomon, Epinesa, Rousseau. Bingo, bango, bungo. Not a whole lot of change there. You see it. They love to see it. Not a whole lot of change. Love it. Let's go to the linebacker position. Mount Milano, Terrell Bernard, the 1-2 punch, and then you got Dorian Williams. Nothing's changed. What I love about this team is we brought in Shaq Thompson. Love this. It's an underrated pick in my opinion. Joe Andreessen, Balen Spector, you got to pencil that brother in, man. I don't know if he's going to make it. So to me, I'm looking at Terrell, Milano, Dorian, Shaq, Andreessen. And then it might just be Eddie Ulufushio that takes over. We've had him on the squad for a little bit. I just don't think Balen Spector makes it. I don't know. I think he might be one of those surprise cuts. This brother just can't stay healthy. So that's the way I look at it. Let's go to the nickelback room. Taron Johnson, Jordan Hancock. Then you got Brandon Codrington. Pay attention to Brandon Codrington. Very interesting because if we don't have the main guy returning, he might be the guy that comes back to become our return guy. So keep an eye on that guy right there. Then you got Tre'Davious White, obviously at corner, alongside Christian Benford. Those are your two starters. Then you got Maxwell Harrison. That was penciled in at first, but this injury has really skyrocketed Tre'Davious White. But Tre'Davious was having a damn good camp. Dane Jackson is the other backup, followed by Jamarcus Ingram, then Dorian Strong. Here comes the safety room. Taylor Rapp, Cole Bishop as your two guys. Cam Lewis has actually transitioned right to safety, which is interesting. And he's ahead of Derek Forrest. And I'm thinking Derek Forrest was going to come in and be the dark horse here. Apparently not. So Taylor Rapp, Cole Bishop, Cam Lewis, DeMar Hamlin. Derek Forrest is on the outside looking in. And then you got Corey Couch and Daquan Hardy on the outside looking in as well. Your specialist, Tyler Bass, dealing with a groin/pelvic area soreness, whatever the heck that is. Then you got Ray Davis as your backup kicker. Ladies and gentlemen, let me give my guy some love. Not only will he be toting that rock, but he's going to be kicking that thing too. Then we got our punter, Brad Robbins. And Brandon Codrington is our punt return and kick return. So that right there is what you probably will see. So how does this, I think this is what it's going to look like. Laviska Shenault, KJ Hamler, y'all can do what you want to do, but I think Brandon Codrington is our guy. They didn't see anything that's too special to them. And then Reed Ferguson is our long snapper. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your defense as of right now, and there are your specialists. Does anything stand out to you where you're like, I don't like, or I do like? Y'all sound off and let me know in the comment section. Speaking of the comment section, let me go back. So far I'm seeing Buffalo still has Joe on the squad. Yep, Buffalo Joe still on it. 5 solid linebacker depth. Absolutely, I totally agree. I love the Shaq Thompson addition. Can't tell you that more. Love that. My man Walter says, look out for our boy Davis, backup kicker, baby. What up? Listen, man, and that boy was kicking. That boy was kicking them things, man, for real. Bernard and Benford starting. You damn right it is, buddy. You damn right. My man Joseph Martinez says, I believe Cook will, what is he saying? He's saying, I believe Cook will ball out this year and get paid here or somewhere else. We got to invest in upcoming O-line free agents, in my opinion, is the priority for number 17. I mean, we got some great depth. Don't forget, we got Cedric Van Perrin Granger. Eventually will emerge into the line. I think it was a steal. when we drafted him. I think we'll be just fine, man, at the O-line position. My man said if Ray Davis can kick field goals, cut Bass and pay Davis 2 contracts. Yeah, he's stupid. He's stupid. My man, Madame Louise says Hard Knocks was awesome. Okay. All right, then. Javon Solomon, 10 sacks. Yo, listen, if Javon Solomon can find a way onto that field with all this rotation and things going down, and if Bosa can stay healthy or doesn't stay healthy, I think we have a steal in Javon Solomon. I'm a big fan of Javon, but it's the depth. We've got great depth on this defense. We got great depth. Don't sleep on Landon Jackson too, man. Landon Jackson will be that dude. But yeah, man, that's the depth. That's what it's looking like right now for the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. Love to see it. I feel like I'm missing one more thing to talk, because those were my 2 things that I wanted to touch on, and I pretty much got there. So that being said, will Brandon Beane strike a deal with James Cook? Is James Cook going to soften his stance on 15 mil? Did Kyren Williams mess up the whole game? For those that are that tuned in right near the end, go back to the front. We touched on a lot of it. There's some great points that were made, and I think there's some things that really need to be said about this. And the one thing that I'm going to stick to in this are several points, and I'll put a button in this James Cook saga. Okay. You got youth on your side. Yes. You had a massive season last year. Absolutely. It really rose your stock all the way up. But did you do enough for your GM to say you deserve 15 mil? That's the question. You value yourself here. Brandon Beane values you here. The market says you're worth about a $10 million. But the market's the market. You know that. The market is the market. The market is saying you 10 mil. Kyren Williams statistically is about the same and on par with you. You guys are both Pro Bowl backs. You both have solid careers thus far. He just took an $11 million deal. There's tiers to this. There are tiers to this. Let me go back to the tiers of running backs of the way I see it. Whether you want to call it tier A, B, and C, tier 1, 2, 3, either way, there are tiers to this game. The real question is, where do we see these running backs tiered? Well, let me just refresh your memory just a tad. To me, tier A, Saquon, Christian, Derek, Jonathan. There's tier A. Tier B, this is where Kyren Williams and James Cook come in. Alvin Kamara, Josh Jacobs, Kyren Williams, then James Cook. Then Joe Mixon, James Conner, Montgomery, Ramondre Stevenson, Ashton Genty, so on and so forth. That's the one thing you got to look to. There is the tiers of running backs right there. I find him in tier 2 to tier 3, but I think he's more tier 2. In the Alvin Kamara, Kyren Williams, obviously, Josh Jacobs. But here's the thing. Alvin Kamara, 3 down back. Josh Jacobs, 3 down back. Kyren Williams, 3 down back. Kyren Williams, 44% of touches. He's 88% of this offense. He's on the field 88% of the time, excuse me, is what I want to say. 44% he's involved in the offense. Either he's touching the ball, is going to him. James Cook, 28%. Those are big differences, folks. So that's why I got to tier him in that bottom tier B to top tier C. But he finds himself in tier A. I've asked this question before. I'm going to ask it again. What makes him a tier A running back? Why does he feel he's a tier A running back? And what is he leaning on that can sway Brandon Beane to say, this is why I should be paid $50 million. Here are my accolades. But what's he hanging on exactly? Kyren Williams says, I know what I am. I'm a 12 to 1,300 yard back. I gave you double-digit touchdowns, back-to-back seasons, 23 mil guaranteed. I'll take it. 11 mil, let's roll. James Cook is like, I'm kind of similar. I got 2 Pro Bowls. Second best player on the squad? It's tough. It's tough. We're going to find out what Brandon B decides to do. This is going to be something that we got to follow all the way through. But fam, James Cook, I hope you have an end game in all of this. Don't do all of this just for you to come back and say, okay, I'm ready to play week 1. What? What was the point? What was the point? You just lost time. Time with Josh Allen, time with his O-line, time to get cohesive, and you know all that. Yes, I know you've been on the squad since you were a rookie, but time. You're letting somebody else get in there. To me, that would be a waste. If you knew you were going to play the whole time, just be there now. I'm trying to preserve myself. Well, for all I know, you could be Kevin Kolb and trip on the mat, and that's what it is. Neither here nor there. All right? So we'll see how that all shakes out in the end. I'm rooting for this guy to sign a deal and just get this to it because, like I said, we're one game away, one drive away from propelling ourselves to go to the Super Bowl. We got the squad. We got the quarterback. We got the coaching. We got all of that. Let's roll. What are we waiting for, man? Let's get this deal done. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. But just don't bite too much more than you can chew. That's all we're saying. That's all we're saying. So, that being said, I hope things work out well. Got practice back tomorrow. I'm going to try to get back on tomorrow night with my guy Carl Jones. Talk about some camp. I want to get his perspective on this whole fiasco happening. And we'll catch you guys again. We'll talk more about this Hard Knocks and how this episode is going to take place and so on and so forth. So far, I'm getting great reviews from everybody, except for my girl Laura. Laura said, I wasn't feeling it. I'll ask the chat right now. For those that watched Hard Knocks, what would you rate it out of 5? 1 being underwhelming, not for me. 5 being, yo, this was well put together. This was a piece of work. Well done, HBO, and well done, Hard Knocks. 1 to 5. 1 not great, 5 being amazing. What were your thoughts? Give me the goods right now in the chat. Now, that being said, that's my time. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, because I certainly did. And we will discuss this further. I went off screen by accident. Didn't mean to do that, but you guys let me know how you guys feel. Let me know the what the 3.5. I see 3.5 from my man Kyle Thompson. My man Drippy says I put a 9. I guess he loved it that much. Drippy says 4. Okay, he's a 4, not a 9. My man said maybe an 8. I said 1 to 5. People are giving me numbers above 5. I thought I was very clear with what I said. Jerry says like give it a 7. It was that great. It was amazing. My man Papa Bill says, yo, give it a 5, and I'm rocking with it. All right, bet. I like to see that the numbers are high, so that means it's going to be a good one for me to watch. So that is great. So, folks, that being said, that is my time. I didn't mean to sign off that quickly. That's not what was meant to happen. But here we are. So we're going to catch you guys self again. And by the way, just so you know, ESPN just purchased the Red Zone from NFL Network. Gone are the days that we had commercial-free football. Apparently, they're saying they're going to put some ads in there. There's going to be some commercials. Now it's all messed up. What we loved about Scott Hansen and what we loved about what Red Zone brought to us was that we could leave that bitch on the whole time and just catch up on everything. I ain't trying to see no triple box, and there's a commercial in one box and games on here. Nah, man, I ain't trying to hear all that. ESPN. I mean, when you're a big company like that, you're just going to keep buying stuff, bro. That's just what it's going to be. So that being said, folks, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And for those that tuned in afterwards, go back and watch the beginning. I think we do some great conversation on Kyren Williams and James Cook. And I think we could definitely make something great of it. So, folks, have yourself a fantastic evening. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. And until next time, it's your boy Rico. It's the Buffalo Fanatics. Yeah. We'll catch you guys again on another Wednesday night Buffalo show. Fanatics. Catch you guys on the flip. Peace. Hey. It's Don Brown. Yeah.
I'm a fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Play good, be humble. Number 17, the captain. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Hey, I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Just like Rico, going live, talking to my people. Cause the team's driven like West Hurt. Other teams can't, it's a repo. The opponents gotta call up Triple O. Bills Mafia, we heating up, we too electrical. We got Bean the plug, electric show. We wired up, hit up Rico, he fired up. We know where we stand on the power ranking. Other teams fans in the comments hating. We block them all, we protecting Josh. Salute to him, he the general now. Rico got legends for interviews. How the Buffalo Bills got the best fan base. Away games, red, white, blue in the crowd. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Play good, be humble. Number 17, the captain. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Hey, I'm a Buffalo fanatic.